there is but one journey that I have been aching and teasing to make for the longest time. But, as with any great journey, it must follow. Why are there subtitles for the clearly written words on the screen?
You know what?
Let me know. Let me know. I switched on that for higher readability, like putting a little backdrop. First of all, I thought it would have like a little bit of a little less opacity, but regardless, I don't think it was necessary for this. Go ahead, Hype.
Yeah,
there you are, Hype.
No, you're fine. Yep.
Hi, Hype.
Woohoo! Does that have a
Here's where you
deeper
gotta
meaning?
pretend.
Is that what people want of me?
No.
I want you to have a fun roller coaster ride. That's all.
I don't know if a corpse can feel fun, Logan, because that was most definitely a corpse.
You're not thinking outside the box. Come on.
So Hype, you're probably wondering how things are doing.
Well, it looks like things could be better from your prospect.
Oh. That's the only one.
I am perfectly happy with my stance in life.
Oh no, is that Doug coming in?
Oh, that's the Doug mode wandering before. I got the Doug mode warders.
You really want the platinum Doug rank now, don't you?
God, I can never platinum this game. So, so again, all statements aside, I have been wanting to cover this game for just the series for a long time because this is probably one of my greatest, real just. I wouldn't even call it a guilty pleasure. It's just a franchise that I never thought I would get into as much as I would when I first played the Dark Souls on Xbox 360 way back when. But for those who knew about,
That's a face only a mother can love.
Or a Jordan.
So yeah, before Dark Souls, it all began on the PlayStation 3 with Demon Souls. Originally developed and released by From Software, and after all of their mech games, the Armored Core and stuff, things like Kingsfield, they were really branching out, especially one Miyazaki. They were branching out into the worlds of action RPGs.
Remember, this is the same development studio, at the very least with the original Demon Souls and onward, that also gave us the man who was going to protect his United States of America.
Because he was the president of the... Yeah, I'm turning off that thing. I thought it would have a little bit... I thought it would be a little transparent, but whatever. So, yeah. This is Demon Souls. It was originally released by From Software, but as you can see way down there in the lower right, they, after the success that was the... I would say the success. I have some people who complain, but whatever. After the relative success of the Shadow of the Colossus remake... Blue Point Games was brought on board to do a remake of Demon Souls. Huge cult classic title, the PlayStation 3, and now it's available. It was a launch title on the PlayStation 5, of which I am happy to report maybe 3 exclusives left that the console has. So, good job.
I'm happy to report that with this, the PS5 has a game.
So, one last thing to get it off my chest before we just, unwind and relax in the brutality of this game. One other thing of note is, unfortunately, as far as myself playing these games on this console, maybe if I'm on Steam, maybe if I'm playing the Steam version of a game, that'll be another issue, but as long as I'm playing on this console, I'm going to be playing offline. Primarily because... they decided to, by more than a third, up the price of every single version of PlayStation Plus, which is required for online, all the while not really having as much as Xbox or PC or even Nintendo to offer in exchange.
And meanwhile,
servers are
sorry, I just have that.
You're good.
The whole thing you said is stupid, but the whole thing of you being all like not even Nintendo, Twitter comes up saying, "Now hold on a minute."
Now, which one of those three options actually allows us to play the back catalog that Sony keeps on trying to forget exists?
Oh, that would be the... Oh, they actually don't... I have to. I'd really have to hit the square. There it goes. It would be the premium version.
Jesus Christ!
To get the games from previous consoles. So $160 every year.
You know what?
That is
No, thanks.
double. That is double what Nintendo charges, and I think at least double what Microsoft charges for its Game Pass.
Sheesh. And
Probably.
here I was wondering why I didn't feel guilty about selling my PS4.
And why I am not guilty having canceled my membership for PlayStation Plus. I've been in it for a while, but it's too much. Anyway, that's why the main big things. I'll start the game while we. Let's start this process. Who wants to dress me up?
So, ask Sammy. She's drunk.
Sammy, dress me up.
You know what, Logan? I'm gonna make you a very pretty girl through body type A.
Alright, body type A. Okay, that ain't a pretty girl, but we're gonna work on that. Let's
beauty is
start with the
subjective,
foundation.
man.
I know that's entirely fair. So appearance, which will most likely be. Let's just start randomizing. And
A lot of options, but not that many options.
okay, we'll
Actually,
work
I
with
like
this
the one. Yeah, I like that one. That one's good too. Actually.
Okay, so we're gonna take a couple of things here. We're gonna increase the width. No. Let's adjust a smidge down and up. So while I'm talking this, so the main things that you would have gotten out of playing with online is one of the big features that, honestly, again, I'm bummed because it's a huge feature of the Souls franchise, was it has online capabilities, being able to in real time find other players online, and you could either be a good boy or girl and help them defeat bosses and things, or you could be a mean person or have more fun, as others would say, and you could become an invader and actually become an enemy to try and destroy them and hinder their progress in the game. There's a huge PvP aspect to the game. So other ways that you can have fun while I could have a mustache.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, let's put that off. Other ways that you could interact with other players more passively is, one of them is voluntary, which is I could leave soapstone messages, they're called, basically little tips built from a preset library. Say, hey, be on the lookout to your left for a treasure chest or something like that. Or the more involuntary method is I could leave a blood stain whenever I die, so that if other people were to touch my blood stain, they could see exactly how I died to be like, oh, this idiot just fell off the cliff. Don't go near the cliff. Got it. So those are the main ways. Those are the big reasons of playing online. So
what do you think is the bloodiest place you've ever come across in this whole game?
Oh, in this game, would probably most boss arenas. There's also definitely the dragons. Well, more about the dragons later. So let's give ourselves a beautiful name.
Snruffette?
Yeah, that's why not.
Yeah.
Some things just never die.
We'll work on that. All right, then we have our starting classes. These are very important because they will not only dictate, what all of our equipment will become, but also our current stats. We got.
Well, this game better than the rest of us. Which would you say is your preferred method of playing?
So another huge benefit to these games is that they are very open-ended. Boss orders for the most part. Your approach, will you be a magic user, will you be straight melee? I'm gonna just throw this out there and say that I'm typically boring, and I typically like to play. I usually like playing strength classes, more heavy, hands-on, because I don't know, something I've always liked is just being able to let's go barbarian, why not? I like being able to, because your weapon, unless you lose a lot of durability, which I don't think even was a big problem until later games, you're never going to run out of sure, you can run out of mana or items for archery and magic. You're never going to run out of a giant club. You got a giant club, it's there, it's yours for life.
It's literally your birthday gift.
Yeah.
Happy
Let's work-
birthday!
Let's get myself the... Yeah. These are both very good. I'm going to go with the odd guy because I don't want to run out too much. Okay. And I think we're ready to get into our stories. Everyone ready?
Sure.
Yes.
Hi ho, Snruffette the Barbarian.
Away. So let's lay down quickly the lore. Hush, Queen. I'll get right onto it. So, in the great land of Boletaria, there was a great demonic invasion, and King Gallant tried to deal with it. Fine, I'll let the Queen talk. Can I get a drink?
Fine, you
Okay.
Fine, you stupid bag
Okay,
of
folks.
bones.
From the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned.
Man, I hope this.
Went on holiday.
But
Man, I hope this queen turns. Man, I hope this queen ends the same way ours did.
from the fog,
You know,
Oh,
Damn.
I mean,
That's
honestly,
harsh.
I just see all the lights suddenly become shadowed by this fog. I'm just thinking, oh shit, King Pete's in town.
the old
that's rough, buddy.
I was not expecting to freaking call back to that.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
unleashing
Yeah.
terrible
So
demons.
there's a great land that demons, a huge demon king, known as the Old One, broke through the barrier of reality, and as you're seeing there, just unleashed an army of demons that basically just more or less demolished all of humanity, save for some very scarce kingdoms and lands.
Demon claims a human soul.
Yeah.
The demon's own soul is invigorated
Yeah. So regardless, you're empowered. You are fueled by it.
to a demon soul.
And yeah. So now we have this issue where, we don't want to all die off, and there is supposedly a great defense that has been put in place.
None have returned.
And thankfully, hopefully, one chosen one may be able to stop the demons, may be able to prevent a great collapse. Look at that lizard in the lower right. Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
No. His character development.
a great hero will rise from the ashes and take on the demonic threat. It's a me, Mario.
And as far as all this other stuff, like there's some. Bear in mind, there is some incredible lore behind these games. I am not the best person to go to for those. I would highly recommend YouTube videos, YouTubers such as VatiVidya or things like that. They do fantastic deep dives into the actual worlds of these games.
Right, because as far as I'm aware, with these games, it's mostly in that their general storytelling is pretty, for lack of a better word, small. But they leave a lot of background details to tell the story for you.
There's a lot of background details. There's a lot of story to find. There's a lot of story to learn in the environments and the characters. It's definitely, yeah, let's play the journey. May as well get the whole full experience. There's a lot of great details to pick up on. But for the most part, apart from maybe some cutscenes of actually facing the boss, and of course these ones, the storytelling is usually very hands-off. It just lets you go free. If you figure out a greater story, that's your reward for seeking it out. If you're like me, who's gonna more or less play the game and talk about funny Garfield, then you're in the right place too, my friend.
I mean, aside from just being generally known for being hard as balls, they're also the modern day Metroidvania.
Yep. That, again, there's a butt ton of great exploration and things, and as you're seeing, just like that, here we are in the world. Come at me, foul demon.
Hello there. Can you point me to the nearest fat friars?
I must find one. You must. I think this guy's just not supposed to attack so that I can actually learn the game. Fine, a bonk for thee. It's actually fun that you mentioned that, because one of my favorite things, except for I think maybe one game, is that most of these games always have ragdoll,
Yeah.
and it's
They're great.
so fun. Anyway,
And nothing tantalizes your senses more than silly old ragdolls.
oh, it is such a good time, such a good time.
You're welcome. I
indeed.
have those sounds on my soundboard now, Logan.
Oh, you do care. Attack me. All right, now then.
Man, Puppet Pal Clem, you've definitely fallen on hard times. Bonk.
Ow. But yeah, so in terms of the controls, oh my lord.
Ooh.
In terms of the controls, the control scheme is pretty uniform throughout any of the Souls games. It's usually, you got your camera moving around as you do. The circle button is for dodging or running if you held it down. R1 is for a light attack, and R2 is for the big bonko mode.
Bonko mode.
And then big bonko mode. And then it's kind of the same thing. Oh, X is pretty much your big interact with anything around you. We got ourselves some healing items.
Makes sense.
And let's see, L1 and L2 is for interacting with your left-handed weapons and shields and the like. And that little HUD in the lower left is can be interacted with the D-pad. Press the button to either swap, toggle as you would. Let's see what else I can talk about.
Does square, triangle, or circle do anything?
So square will use whatever items in your lower thing. And triangle, if you tap it, will switch to two-handed mode.
Huh. Okay.
And I believe if you press and hold the triangle button... Oh, okay, that must be in a later game. I think in Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3... Let's go. In one of those games, pressing and holding would dual wield whatever was in your left hand. Let's see what else I can do. Whoa, my friend, that was a hasty little attack there.
Slow down there, Gazpacho.
Try again. Why not? Come on.
Do it again.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit, they actually mean business.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I can show off parrying, which is if I... there it is.
There
If you toggle your shield right as an enemy is about to collide with you, you can parry them for increased damage.
Though I am noticing that for many of your actions, you're also consuming a bit of your green bar.
Yep, that is stamina, and it is used for any action you do, and you must be wary of it. Let's see if I can show off backstabbing.
Actually, it fills up pretty quickly.
Yep, and you can get other little stat things. Let me see if I can... Come on, I know I can backstab you. Ow, fine. Oh,
We
actually,
should
hang on.
cut that out,
There it
Chris. I
is.
don't like ring around the rosy.
And it was worth a shot. Alright. Anyway, so this has basically been your tutorial. Let's keep moving. Archstones are how we teleport around the place. And with the power of the SSD on this PlayStation 5, it moves very fast. Like, I will say, like, this was a very good console to show off, hey, some actual human foes. This was a great console to, like... I would say this is a very good tech demo of what the console is capable of.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to... Because I'd imagine back in the PS3 era, warping around like that did take a, hot minute.
It took a bit, and in some cases, like, if you're going from one area to the other, especially if I'm going from the Nexus, which is what we're heading towards, it's like the main hub of the game. In some cases, you had to go through an entire, like, 2-minute loading screen sometimes.
Jesus.
It depends on just how much there was in the thing, and how... Oh, big boy.
Man, people gave Sonic 06 shit for its load times.
I may be exaggerating. Maybe it wasn't.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, but it definitely was longer than what you'll see here. Oh my god!
I mean, when I think of really long load times, I immediately think to like Finding Nemo, and like it's like the load times in that can get so unbearably long. You could literally make a sandwich in between screens.
What
That's
kind
right.
of
I think somebody
sandwich?
did show that off. B&J.
Yeah, stuff
The
like
good
that.
one. Excuse me, sir.
Nice.
No. And no.
No.
Let's see what else I can talk about. So yeah, in the upper left, you got your health, mana, which I will rarely be using in this run. I'm sorry, and stamina. In the upper right, you got your souls. In pretty much every one of the FromSoft games, the souls has always been this very unique way of doing progression. In that it's a mixture of both your currency and also your experience points. You get them from selling items and from killing enemies. And I would never say that these games are horribly, like I'm never going to say these games are impossible. Like, it's not getting over it with Bennett Foddy. There's never been, like, this unfair, like, oh my gosh, like, this is insane. There's maybe 1 or 2 games that have tried that, and I can always rant about those games when we get around to them. Nice, better healing item. But I would more so describe these games as being punishing. They're not impossible. They're just punishing. Oh my god!
They will kick your ass and make you like it.
So like right there, yep. So like right there, like it wasn't hard. They gave me an item, but it would have been punishing had I just ran in blindly and not been ready for that archer or crossbowman to take a shot at me. So these are definitely games that reward patience and they reward patience and strategy, unless you're playing Bloodborne, in which case hang tight for that one, because that'll be another fun little game we can do later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Occasionally, okay, nothing yet. We're getting closer.
Honestly, funny considering I know that's like often regarded as one of the best games in the entire Souls-like genre.
Either for the music or for the atmosphere, it was like the closest they actually ever got to trying to like just flat out be a horror series. But also, as you're noticing, usually they're pretty light on the music. They usually go for more ambient noises. Until, of course, we get to one of the big namesakes for this franchise, the bosses.
Makes sense.
Oh, hello.
What's up,
Big
fucker?
boy.
Oh my god.
Vanguard needs to watch his beer intake. I mean, look at that.
It's the biggest beer belly. Also, why are you
slapping
smacking his
his
ass
ass.
like that?
I
God.
was trying it.
I hate that one of the first things that came to my head is, you guys remember Vex?
Yeah. Oh.
No.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
great. It was kind of before your time, Doug, but like Vex is like this.
I said yes.
Okay, fair. Just making sure.
Dude.
Well, yeah.
I get shit for anything that was just before when I was born, and I've seen
so-
some of the shit before. Some of you guys have seen,
Okay, so
Fair,
what about
fair.
Vex?
like Gremlins.
There was a Vashu fight that it was literally like a whole sumo wrestling match, and I swear to God, the physics on that guy was about as unnervingly jiggly as this guy is.
Down.
Right.
Ouch.
But
No,
don't
you're
worry.
dead,
This was a
dead,
but thou
dead.
must game.
This was only a test.
And actually, there was no way I was going to be able to probably do with my current level. If you manage to actually kill that guy, you walk like 2 steps forward and then you die.
Oh,
To a really funny way, though, actually, like a god just punches you. But yeah, no, just may as well move on with it. That was a but thou must. There was no way we were going to be able to stop that. So, meet the Maiden in Black. Or the Ashen Maiden. I gotta look up what her name is. I keep forgetting.
Why is she wrapped up in all this mummy and all the mummy wraps?
Okay, it is Maiden in Black. She claims to be a herald, a speaker for the demon, for like whatever like thing is here, and she does plan to attempt to open a way to seal it.
Northern land of Boletaria.
Ah, if it wasn't for the Nexus, I'm gonna just sleep again. So yeah, welcome to. But yeah, welcome to our hub land, and this is gonna be where we're mainly gonna be coming back to whenever we are done taking care of whatever work we have done. Do whatever that needs doing. These archstones are our main level entrances, and this happy fellow is a jerk.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too.
There's always at least one of these guys where they're just like, hey, I'm just here to remind you of how depressed you should be about your situation.
I mean,
World's
you,
fucked, you know.
I mean, you died. I don't know how you could be happy about that.
Try one of the archstones.
Yeah, we should probably gotta move on, I guess, with that thing.
That is
Yeah.
why you came, is it not? To this
Fair enough.
accursed Boletaria.
So I guess it should be said real quick, Logan. How much faith do you have in your skills in this game? And what a better question would be like, how long do you think we can expect to go on this Souls-like adventure?
Oh my lord, I just had a complete stupid bit of memory, like muscle memory there for a second. I will be careful to not skip so much dialogue in the future. It's like, yeah, to the menu. This is Stockpile Thomas. To quickly explain what I just skipped over, he was separated from his wife and daughter, and so since he ended up having a butt ton of since he had a butt ton of storage and boxes and supplies, he is let's see, yeah, let's store this. He works as an inventory management kind of person.
Gotcha. Because I guess it goes without saying, you only have so much room in your inventory.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. So this game...
Your goods are safe and sound with me.
No worries. They changed this, thank God, in later games. In this game and in this game only, any item that is in my inventory, no matter what, has a weight associated with it. And if it is, and if I should ever, and if my weight for whatever reason should, run out, or be overburdened, then I will be slowed down considerably. So that's why I'm going to try not to be, overburdened whenever I can help it.
Right. Don't take more than you need to from the octopus's treasure hold.
Yep. Here's Baldwin, another guy I'll probably be talking to a butt ton. He's the local blacksmith who will be increasing my weapon and armor so that it's, does more damage, protects against more damage.
Forge the ones you already have. With your souls.
This is, I'll say, this is already a little bit surreal because From Software usually doesn't do lip syncing, but the fact that Blue Point is actually doing all that is like, it's very smooth to see with a new voice cast and everything.
I guess they just have the appropriate tech to make it work.
Fair enough. Alright, let's repair our gear.
And I mean, I can understand that there may be times where you gotta, like, if you want to make a game as absolute, like, the best it can be at a very specific style or whatever, sometimes you will have to make some sacrifices or not spend as much time on certain aspects and put all that extra focus on others.
Right.
It's like how up until Luigi's Mansion 3, most other Mario games didn't bother with lip syncing.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
And then when you see freaking Egad start
trying to talk, and it's like, wow, you really are insane.
You really are a weird duck baby.
So yeah, welcome to Boletaria Castle proper, also known as Level 1-1.
So how many levels are there in this game?
There are technically, oh, hang on, what the hell is this?
Jeez, you're sort of definitely stockpiling for the winter.
So there are technically oh my god, yeah, he has all those people in his mouth. So there are technically 5 areas, each with 3 chapters, except for this one that has a special 4th chapter since it's the bonus one. Let's see, and if ever I want to chicken out and run back home, touch this archstone, you'll go right back to the Nexus.
Touch.
Don't touch.
Okay. And how long do these level segments usually last for? Oh, jeez.
Jesus. The levels can last. So that is one of my favorite. Like, ow. Oh god, this is bad. I should back away for a second.
This is terrible.
I should not try to talk while also. I should keep my shield up for now. I need a better weapon. So. Oh my.
You are
god.
getting your butt
very bad start.
pummeled.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Now I need to take a quick second to talk. So the levels are not too terribly long. Technically, fun fact, the first boss is just behind that big door up ahead. But that's one of my favorite things about, for the most part, that's one of my favorite things about Souls level design is they love doing like the shortcut thing where, it's hard enough because I'll tell you right now, if I want to get to that door, I have to first go to the left, climb to the top of the wall, run along the top of this wall, and then come back down. And by then I'll have the door actually opened. But then should I ever die to the boss, then I just run straight to the boss, and think of it like an inherent checkpoint you've unlocked.
Nice. So you do a whole wraparound, then you go into the gate, get your ass kicked, and then come right back, and the gate's still open for you.
Rinse, rest, repeat, eat, sleep, go to bed. So, yep. Let's see. Other things to talk about. I've been talking a lot so far. Sammy, Doug, have you guys, and Hype you as well, have you guys ever really, heard or seen much with the Souls
I think
series?
I've seen you playing it a little bit, during one of our, casual night calls, and it was funny, seeing, the other people you saw, die beforehand.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was also, a spider boss that you were facing at the time, or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that'll be in the second area. My gosh.
My
jump
arachnophobia
slashes.
is ready.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, they hardly look like spiders. You won't have to worry until we get to Bloodborne.
I am still ready.
Okay, I gotta up my...
Lethal Company has made him stronger somehow.
Yay.
Yeah, literally.
He's got a flamethrower on his arms and everything.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
with my experience with the Soul series, I knew about the Soul series for the longest time. Never played them, but I've seen a couple of YouTube videos about them. But that was well over a decade ago. I haven't seen anything else relating to the Soul stuff in a long ass time. But aside from hearing, well, this remake and that Bloodborne, I always hear those games being mentioned all the time. But I haven't played them. I do plan to get them. Yeah, I do plan to get to them at some point. This game first. I always appreciate this series as a whole. I love it.
There's a lot to love with what they've done. Okay, that'll be a shortcut later.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to enjoy in the art that they put into it, and you can't see me, right? Oh.
I think you can.
I think you see it.
Yeah, I do love this series. It's definitely one of my favorites.
You know, it's kind of a blessing that we were born with this club, but a curse that we weren't also born with projectiles.
Yeah, that I believe I can get up to him, but yeah, the big thing I need to try and figure out is, and this is where part of the strategy can be. Will I don't fall down there? You will die. That's what those sparkles are supposed to help guide you to, which is nice for new players. Those sparkles used to not be there.
The sparkles are literally like, come into the light.
I can't help it. It's so beautiful. Classic Dark Souls trick. Always be on the lookout for any corners when you go into a room. You may never be alone.
Makes sense.
Hello there.
Would you say that's like a good 9 times out of 10?
Genuinely, like you will see me checking my corners when I enter any room, because you may never know what you will find. Calm down there, Bessie.
Like literally that very shadow stained corner. You will see a rat with a machete.
That actually would be pretty insane if one day they just show up and there's a rat carrying like that Dino Sword game. I'm actually really curious about that Dino Blade game.
I really hope that does come to fruition, because that just looks really freaking sick.
It does. It so does.
They wield swords like pros, yet they still do it very Dino-like.
Right. Like I love that detail, like having it be wielding it like realistically, like animalistically or whatever. Okay, get you.
It's like, eat your heart out, Primex, whatever that one game that Capcom has called.
Exoprimal.
Exoprimal, thank you.
Where you're just like fighting like zombie like dino hordes that fall down like the black. Oh no, that's a fireball. No, you're not throwing another firebomb at me. We're gonna start from scratch.
You're grounded.
So, I guess a couple other. Sorry. Hi. What about you? What do you have about Soul Stuffs?
Well, I know of the Souls games. I've seen you and a couple of other friends play it. I know they are rather infamous for their unrelenting difficulty, but I've never gone out of my way to play them myself.
Okay.
That's totally fair.
Was this a better... No, this is still a little stronger, but this is...
I guess it is kind of funny thinking back on it, and I know this, I'm definitely parroting off of other people, but in a sense, back then, Demon Souls and, eventually Dark Souls and were pretty much just the modern day Ghosts and Goblins, like, hard as nuts, but there's always there's always that whole, one more time factor that they always seem to excel at.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
That was definitely something they were inspired by.
Yeah.
Sorry, go for it.
I'm a little torn on that comparison. I see where it comes from, but I feel like, oh boy. But I'm not quite sure. Oh, damn. But I'm not quite sure if it's... Oh, that's where it's coming from. But I'm not quite sure if those two are, fully comparable, because, a lot of what made Ghosts and Goblins brutal was a lot of its more, antiquated elements, like how janky Arthur was to control and the enemy spawns and whatnot. Whereas here, it feels like it's definitely brutal, but it feels like there's a little bit more intentionalness to its brutality compared to Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
I mean, sorta, yeah.
Again,
I don't know. I guess I would say more so. I'd say the sequels are a little more comparable, just because that's when they actually started to know what the hell they were doing.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, honestly, whenever I see the Souls games in actions, I think, I can definitely tell that there's, an intentional bit of jankiness to its controls, too, but that's just one of those things you always, they absolutely want you to, adjust and then apply what you know with whatever's in your way.
Right. Okay, I gotta be very
And the level
careful.
design is just tight enough to where the level design and the enemy formations are just tight enough to where it's totally possible, even if it's going to take imagine if this. I know this would practically be impossible to even utilize in this similar scenario, but imagine this is an arcade game.
Oh wow.
Oh god.
I would be curious to see somebody pull it off, but I imagine no way would anyone have the budget. Your friend was like that when I saw him.
I mean, obviously, it would need to be a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, level by level. Which I mean, we're already nearing the end of level 1. I just need to be cautious
And don't choke. I can just already imagine you just look up and then some numbnuts is literally hanging from the ceiling, just waiting to get the drop on you.
Is that a...
Well, you
What
were
the fuck is that?
halfway close, James.
That was a boulder.
That was a rock.
Yeah, no,
That's
there
a
is an
nice
enemy
boulder.
up there, though. I did see him.
Ooh, hang on, I love that. Hang on, I think I just found my new weapon.
Ooh.
That's not a club. Yep, yes, sirree. Give me that. I'm not strong enough to use it with one hand.
Oh, yeah,
But that's okay.
you're not enough of a bastard to wield the bastard sword.
I was about to say,
so
you have to be one to wield one.
But thankfully, if I go two-handed, I should be able to wield it anyway, which may have to be my ace in the hole here. So what was that about throwing a frickin' boulder at my head? That's what I thought. Okay.
That's what I thought, numbnuts.
You're a crossbowman, ain't you?
He was a numbnuts, but then we lopped his nuts off.
Damn.
Damn.
That's rough.
It's actually that is rough, actually. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh my god. Let's see. Other things of note. You've probably been noticing why I've been a little bit more cautious with the healing.
Wait a minute, that hat, is that Don Quixote?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
I'm such a huge fan.
James.
Oh,
Yeah, better get rid of him.
he's slaying dragons, don't you know? There we go. But,
He slain
okay.
dragons, and then he became a dragon.
Oh my
Don
god,
Quixote
that's
was
right.
a dragon?
There was this one game, and
Yeah,
that's a
and
red-eyed man.
Oh,
We're not gonna fight him right now.
was
That's for suckers. That
It's
way.
is he this game's Crimson Head?
From Resident Evil.
Evil,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say that, but he's definitely he's definitely a beginner's trap of don't go that way because you will take a lot of damage.
But I just love
Gotcha.
the fact that
Go out and attack.
up to that point, all you said was that he was just a red-eyed man, and I was just being all he wears contacts. Lame.
Okay. Hey, that's cheating.
That would be. Hey,
Bastard.
only we can do that.
That's what you get.
You are grounded.
Cheap enough.
But
It's cheap enough
but
when
yeah,
they do it
no.
in RPGs.
right,
Yeah.
but hey, remember that one dragon we saved in Peacekeepers?
Peace.
The
Oh,
one that was
okay.
totally dressed like
okay,
him.
Spiral. Right. For some reason, I was expecting that to be referencing a different game.
Don't you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. Considering he was just playing that earlier.
Okay, we're gonna go this way so I can unlock my first shortcut.
So,
And
any
make him
use for
sound
those
very
firebombs
fucking
you
surprised every time.
So, are you going to get any use out of those firebombs you collecting?
Yes. First of all, do not. That is your first hint. Do not hit the flammable barrel with fire. Also, I'm mainly storing all my fire stuff because the boss of level 1, is very weak to fire.
Okay.
So I'm going to be very cautious. We're gonna go out here. We're gonna cut ourselves down some goodies.
Ooh.
You do. Yay! Details in the environment.
I thought that thing was
What
gonna.
else can I find?
I thought what I was thinking is what if those were just the chains holding that bridge together and you just fall?
You know
Oh.
what
Whoops.
Logan, have you? Oh, funny
Do again.
coincidence. Have you ever had that happen to you?
Yes, and I gotta be very careful because no matter what health you have, no matter what health you have, you will learn to respect that which is gravity, like this guy's gonna do. Yay!
Well, he's right. Oh!
Oh,
I'm down here with him. I'm down here with her. Panic. Okay, panicking worked and shortcut unlocked.
If only we had a panic button.
I'm sorry about that.
You would see it.
I
You would have seen me press it.
overreacted.
I'm going to make sure to do less problems in the future. So I got myself a cling ring. Ooh, some better armor. That'll be nice. And a ornament that can go with me. That I think I can take back to frickin' the stockpile Thomas. But anyway, so that was important because I just saw that was my first of many shortcuts. So now whenever I die, I will not have to go that first route with the boulder again. I can just, you know, sprint up here and get a move on with my progress. Because I lied, I forgot. There's actually quite a bit more of level 1, but we are making steady progress.
Man, just seeing you running up these stairs all barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get some shoes. Like, where you
Yeah,
gotta get some Nikes.
Yeah, let's put on these guys. It's not much, but it's at least better armor. Like, you can see, like, the numbers. Blue is good. It's at least better armor than what I had before. Oh, good, I can still fast roll. Alright, we're good. Rolling is one of your most useful techniques you can do. Let's head this way.
Learn from the masters back in Hyrule.
I was about to say, I remember playing Zelda. I know how useful those rolls are.
Let's also equip some good...
Not only you, but I believe the developers have as well, considering that, if I'm not mistaken, like, the old school Zeldas were, like, a huge inspiration for the Souls games.
I think it's also quickly worth noting. First of all, this is a friendly NPC, actually. Astravo, or whatever the name is.
That was a bold.
Looks like you're a little,
Dredgements.
Unlike you,
okay, well,
I'm
I
going
have
to
an
take...
idea.
Oh.
Toss a rock at that. There you go.
Aw, I was really hoping there'd be more people next time. How about this one? There's a couple.
Ah, there you go.
Hey, are you
Yeah.
okay there?
I think that's actually good enough. Alright, let's go down there, Astravo. As one.
You're murder my friend.
Alright.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
One more bad slash and you would have collided with that red barrel.
I should be very careful. Astrava, not Astrava. Would you give me a stupid telescope?
Well, you could use it to survey the lands.
But yeah, I'm going to follow behind him closely because I think he's going to help me take out any troops that we find in here.
I'm a secret agent.
Oh, my lord.
Speaking of which,
Astrava! Astrava! Help me, Astrava!
I need your help.
What the fuck, man? What did you do?
But no, this is perfect. He can act as a distraction. This is like... This could be kind of a... Oh. I'm so sorry, sir. This is actually good, though, because this can show you some of the benefits of fighting with people. Hell yeah, Strava. Kick him into the wall.
You go, my man.
Is that a huge part of... Ooh, Simtar, nice. A huge benefit of, like, fighting with people, say, if you're ever online, is that, you know, they can draw aggro, they can distract enemies. It's a huge thing. Uh-oh. He says I got a big boy
It's
now.
a blessing, but it can also be a curse if you end up coming across assholes.
Yeah. The other key thing to be careful of is that in this game, no, you don't.
Ow.
Is that no? The key thing to be very careful of, though, is that any NPC I find, I think, except for in the Nexus, any NPC I find, I can actually, like, accidentally, like, I can, like, attack them enough that they become aggro to me and I can kill them. I could have killed Astrava right there at the very beginning instead of helping him.
Oh,
Hey,
Thankfully
you
you
guys gonna take
didn't,
that?
so he will be of help. He will be of help to us.
I missed. Ow. No. No.
Stop that.
You go get some more stuff here. Let's see. Anything else I can discuss? So I got a couple rings that have been very helpful. One of them is called the Cling Ring because, as you may have noticed in the upper left there, is that after I died to that demon at the very beginning, my health has been noticeably halved for most of this game, except that Cling Ring allows me to... Uh-oh. Stand back, Ashava. Look at you slow walking as if you thought I was planning that from the beginning. Anyway, uh-oh. We're not done yet.
There were more stragglers. Astrava, where are you?
Where are you, Astrava? Okay, you're up. Okay, you're yeah, no, cool. Don't worry, I got it here, Astrava, my man. What are you looking at?
no.
It's Astrava. No, you can't have his freaking autograph. Sharpstones and heartstones are used for upgrading materials. I'm going to keep an eye out for them. Where was I going with this? So, I am currently in what is known as soul form. Whenever you die, you will be put into soul form, and while in soul form, your health is dramatically reduced. The only as Yahtzee once put it, it's a kind of an epic moment. Not epic moment, Jesus. It's a very difficult moment in that the only way I get the other half of my health back is I first have to kill a boss while in this form.
Oh.
So and the way is the way in the way Yahtzee put it, a game that only lets you have half of your HP after you've proven you don't actually need it is a game that does not mess around.
Makes sense.
Right?
Like, I have to prove that I don't need this HP to get by, and then it'll grant me that HP. Thank you, iframes.
It's literally like the game will make you do a challenge run.
Yeah. Let's see what
You
else.
will like it.
Yep, that's hopefully the idea. Okay, I think Ostrava's just gonna start pacing around a bit. Okay, let's move forward.
Yeah, he has no business with me.
Yay. Let's see what else can I do. Whoop, excuse me, sir. I felt that.
Hey,
in the
that's
ass.
my body over there, you jerk!
Oh, he's up there. Okay, let's go get him. What else? So soul form is also useful for a couple other reasons. I'll explain those when they become relevant, probably closer to the end of this video. Let's go get that taken care of. Excuse me, thank you. Not going to climb up there just yet, though, because there's more goodies I can find this way. Be on the lookout for every nook and cranny. You usually find a lot of goodies if you do this. Also, whatever, that's fine. Actually, let me just do one last quick thing here. Can I change the slot? Yes, change. There you go. No, I don't want to have nothing there. I want to have myself a firebomb there. All right. Anyway,
I like some firebombs.
That's a little hazardous. Excuse me. How you doing, bub? This is the way that I could have gone had I not dropped down to visit Ostrava. So, a lot of open-ended areas. We also have our first merchant here.
Care to look over my wares?
Would you believe that he was in the hit show Still Game?
I believe
I
it.
don't know. the voice reminded me of it, that's all.
I don't blame you.
I mean,
It did sound like it,
I believe
honestly.
you.
Let's see.
Speaking of which, we need to get back to watching that.
Yes, we do.
We do, actually. We should get back to that. Well, here's all Matt, like, wanting, oh, we gotta do frickin',
Monty Python.
more Pluto and Monty Python. I wanna do more Still Game. We got quite a few more series of that to get through.
You gotta learn my culture.
Yeah, I like Pluto. Yeah, I like Pluto.
Pluto is actually we've been watching Pluto, and it's actually really solid so far.
I like it.
It's more character driven than I would expected.
Ooh,
Ooh!
very
It's more character driven than I would have expected, but it's more character driven than I would have expected at first. But it's like in a good way, where like it's more humanizing the victims even of all that happened in that story, and
It actually gives us time to actually see them
Where the
before
hell
they
did you guys
die.
come from?
Whereas in the original story, I think, like the original strongest robot in the world story, I think they only had so much time before they got dismembered.
It was maybe half a chapter each. Like I think the one person who got, I think the one person who had the most development was that Australian robot that was looking after the orphanage. Like I remember
Right.
he had a decent amount. That's making his death all the more crushing. So can't wait
yeah.
for that to be covered in Pluto. And then see if I can lure him down here away from the crossbowman. But now I'm very curious if they're going to do this. I remember in the original show there was even at one point where Pluto had to team up with Astro for something, and it was it was. Don't you turn your back on me?
That just made you a blind target.
Right? And I remembered it was a strictly hey, we're only allies for the time being kind of thing. I will still kill you eventually, kind of thing. So I'm curious if they're going to do that.
Was that from the 60s show? Because I definitely don't remember that being in the 80s show.
I remember it in the comic, the original comic.
That's fair. But it's been some sort of continuation.
Right. So we got ourselves an issue, which is this hallway full of a lot of guards. So don't mind me as I use the environment to my advantage.
Go, my noble boulders.
And wait for the numbers. Hey, they found him! Yahoo!
Hit the jackpot for that one.
Made him out as about as pathetic as Morden's army.
But I would hope so. Let's see.
Man, I can already imagine this game wouldn't be taken nearly as seriously if all the grunts here literally were just, Morden soldiers.
If every time I killed them and it led to a ragdoll, if every time they also let out like that, like that scream that they release whenever they die, I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, I don't like you. Oh, they're coming in close.
I don't like the way you're looking at me with those hats on.
Freaking pikemen. Thank you, pikemen. You're not. You've proven you're more than just good looking.
Are you sure you don't have anything else you can toss at them, like rocks?
I have a sword.
I have a sword.
Their face. I can see how well that works. You never know.
Can you actually toss your weapons?
No, that would actually be insane if I could just grab this sucker and
One point to Link.
So, I'm going to go adventuring in this direction.
Yeehaw!
Oh, hi, dragons.
Roar.
I am going to go adventuring in this direction.
Just the way they're standing like that, I can just imagine the red dragons like, so, how are the kids?
I'm actually going to do this strategically because... Notice the scorch marks on the stone beneath me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Are you literally just gonna do the age-old ding-dong getch on the dragons?
Yes, I am! Move!
Honestly, I'm amazed that they were allergic.
He backed out. Okay, we gotta get him to actually do that.
Okay.
If I get him to do it, he will not only kill all the people for me, but I can also confirm that he's been distracted. Here he comes.
Honestly, amazed that he's alerted to your presence so easily.
I know. It's almost like it's scripted. Come on, where are you, Red Dragon?
I think you might have missed your chance.
I was going to say, is he a one-timer?
Oh, here he comes.
Oh.
Oh no! He's basically a stage obstacle.
All right, watch out!
Line up. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, let's move.
How far does he go?
He goes all the way to the entrance. Like that is your get the hell out.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Now, quick, kill his wife while he ain't looking.
There is no way I'm fighting that thing. I am mainly doing this to get some goodies.
Oh.
Watch out for the tail.
Yeah, he might accidentally smack you.
Be careful with that tail now.
Fall down.
My leg.
Because Red Dragon just showed back up.
Oh.
Get away from my wife, you bitch!
So it turns out that was all for nothing. Can't believe those ding-dong ditchers. Anyway, how the kids did.
Get the hell away from her, you bitch!
Right.
So basically, that's Doug anytime anybody goes near me. Just.
Oh boy.
Oh, they noticed you.
I was about to say, I think he saw you.
Okay, I'm moving.
Speaking of
It's
which,
like, get away from my wife!
since I did mention that line, I still need to show you the Alien movie, Sam.
Oh boy.
Oh, you've never seen the Alien movies?
No, I have not.
It's gonna be fun.
If it's any consolation, I haven't either.
They're pretty good, actually.
Well, it's also a good thing I'm doing. It's also a good thing I'm doing isolation for the channel,
That's fair.
which I might do.
Like,
At the
I'm
time, which
definitely.
I might begin doing maybe this week at the time of this recording.
We'll see. But, I mean, I definitely am aware, though, that Isolation is more so based off the very original Alien movie, so you're only, dealing with, what, the one?
Yeah, you only really need to know the plot of that first movie, and that's just for, an epilogue thing. Alright, do it again. Come on, I want to get those goodies.
Get them goods.
Here we go. Let's get some goodies. We're running.
Goodies.
So, and then, okay, and honestly, this dragon here, this is the last major thing I gotta get through, and then we're almost at the end of level 1, and then we can end this part as a solid intro and hour-long thing.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that it took already an hour to get to this point is pretty impressive.
The levels will not always be this long. Ooh, flame resistance. Oh my god!
That was
I told you to look out for that tail.
Fair enough. I got myself some good rings, though. Okay, let's move back. But, again, like the game has scaling difficulty. Like if I can get, the more goodies I get, the better that I will become at this. So let's raise. I could raise my equipment rate. That's actually pretty nice. I'll hold on to this for now though until later. But so yeah, ring slots they just do what they say. You can find various rings throughout the game that will be of aid to you.
Is there as many? Is there like the amount of slots as there are fingers?
No, I wish actually. It wasn't until Dark Souls 2 that they it wasn't until Dark Souls 2 that they added I'm gonna spawn it back over there so I have more time to run. It wasn't until Dark Souls 2 that they allowed you to equip up to 4 rings, and then that continued into Elden Ring, which real quick gonna say I did enjoy my time playing Elden Ring, but that is going to be probably the Souls game I do not play for the channel, just because it is massive. It is it is Breath of the Wild. Okay, breathe some fire.
Get away from my wife!
Understood.
But yeah, no, like we're not covering that the same reason why we're not covering Breath of the Wild, at least not anytime soon.
No, not unless we're like in dire need of some.
It would probably take us a whole year just to cover that game.
It really would. That does make me curious, like how long Game Grumps' like playthrough of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom were, because they cover both games. But like, first of all,
did they cover them all to completion?
Probably not to completion, but first of all, remind you, in 10 to 20 minute chunks they covered those games. So that had to have been a lot of parts anyway.
Right, again, that may as well have held them up for at least a whole year.
Right?
Better check that, actually.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, I guess granted, with Breath of the Wild, it might not be too bad, because Sealy has gone on mention saying that she does have pre-recorded footage we can use in the event we decide to cover it. Yeah. At the same time, though, it's like, again, they're investments.
Well, I remember the last time we did I did I think 2 hours worth of footage. By the way,
Jesus.
Come on.
Was that solely just on the Great Plateau?
It was like 1 hour. I remember I did 1 hour Great Plateau and 1 hour of just free roaming for our best of 2027 or it was one of those games, one of those videos where we just reviewed an incredible year in gaming. This shall open the big door. Woo!
Also, I just looked at the playlist.
Big door?
I looked at the playlist for Breath of the Wild from Game Grumps. That took 83 videos. And I'm looking at the dates of the first one and the last. The first one was the 3rd of March, 2017.
Well, traveler.
Fair traveler.
Oh.
I think they like me.
The first video was...
Yeah, that's our first boss.
The first video was March 3rd, 2017. And let me scroll all the way down.
Oh, they literally played that. They started that game right as the Switch came out.
And they did it until September 15th, same year.
Dang. Okay, so it was practically almost a year.
Yeah, almost.
So,
till like 6 months.
Go ahead.
So, just to make a slight correction, because I was thinking back to what you were saying about recording all that Breath of the Wild footage, it wasn't for the 2017 retrospective, it was for like our separate video where we were just giving off our first impressions of Breath of the Wild. For the 2017 video, it was... Yeah, for the 2017 video, it was just like, game covers while we just talk about the games, which I know that was like a hot while ago since we did that, but there is a part of me that kind of missed when we would do, just videos like that.
Just talking, podcasting?
Yeah. I mean, like, that. Obviously, there's a lot of fun just doing the game stuff as well, but I think there's merit to videos where we just talk about stuff.
That's fair. Though I think in the event we do something like that again, I think it would probably help to actually just, record some game footage, like, literally in the background, just so it's not all just...
Oh, I know. Like, there's definitely...
static image.
Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't have, like, stuff playing while we do it. I just mean, like, just the general concept of us having, like, retrospective podcasts or so on.
We gotta catch that. We gotta catch that TikTok crowd. We gotta find, like, some people, like, using a razor on soap and just have it watch in the background while we talk. So, first of all, we got ourselves a slime.
Ooh.
Slime?
Ow! That throws spears.
Oh. Are they the same kind of slimes that if you try to stick your hand in one, it'll literally melt like acid?
Not, thankfully, no. But they could eat you if were ever to fall on you. That's a trap we're gonna have to be on the lookout for in
do they have teeth?
No teeth, but they got bones and stuff with them. Like that actually is a pretty sick idea. Just thinking out loud in my head real quick. A creature not having teeth, but using the bones of something it had just previously eaten to practically work as teeth, just by mashing it against you.
It is cool.
That's
That is an
scary.
interesting idea.
Man.
Oh, I'm looking at their tiers.
Miyazaki, hire me!
I'm now looking at their tiers.
Yeah, well, yeah, how
kingdom
tiers?
stuff.
But
69.
that was even longer
Well,
playthrough.
actually, let me look back down again. They have.
Is it ongoing?
No, I think they finished it. They technically have
Okay.
69 parts, but the last 2 were 2-parters, so technically 70 videos. The first one
Okay.
was June 10th of last year.
Ugh. I mean, honestly, Breath of the Wild is one thing. Tears of the Kingdom is another. It's like, goddamn,
Yeah.
is that game
They
almost too long to cover in a natural fashion.
and they wrapped it
Right.
and they wrapped it up of the 17th for last month.
Oh, okay.
So 6 months
All right,
again.
All right. Okay, so time for our first real boss.
All
Get
right.
it.
This being the Phalanx.
Failing.
Hey, let's-
Go. Out.
where is the Phalanx? Oh.
The Phalanx is covered by a butt ton of slimes that I'm going to hopefully get off of it with some fireballs. This is what I was saving all my fires for, because otherwise that thing is way too protected by way too many slimes. Like this guy.
I see.
Get it.
Well, you know the old saying goes, let him cook.
Yep.
Let 'em cook.
Same. And also, the reason I'm using fire is because fire is what the Phalanx is super weak to.
Okay.
So, that's why I also have pine resin. Resins in this game can be used to coat your weapon.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh my god, my sword's on fire!
Yeah! Get it off! Get it off! Let's get away.
How long does the perk last?
That I actually don't know. I've seen it depend. I would say at least a minute and a half.
Okay.
Jeez,
I'll admit, I've never counted. It just, to me, it ends when it ends.
fair. It ends at the most convenient spots, I hope.
Oh boy!
But man, just seeing this thing covered in slimes, and again, these slimes are the ones with shields, it's like, talk about a nightmare scenario for the Roman army.
God, actually, would be
When,
terrified.
when,
to turn into this
freaking,
thing.
when mythical monsters literally start copying their methods of defense.
That would be so. Oh my god. Okay, that would actually be a really cool idea for a monster that, like, learns from warfare and stuff. I think one more good shot, we got him.
Hiya!
Got him.
I said hiya!
Oh god. Okay, get away. And they all die. And
Good shit.
Demon vanquished.
you shall obtain the demon soul and power beyond your imagination, and I get my body back. Yep.
Oh, feels so clammy.
And I get a butt ton of, at the time, a butt ton of souls and a lead demon soul. I get more souls to play with. I'm gonna head back to the Nexus though, because it's time I actually now showed the primary reason for hanging on to these souls in the first place.
Alright.
So as I come back, oh, what's up? I just showed back up. I killed a boss. It wasn't a big boss, but I mean it was a cool boss. Hello, maiden. You got some wax. You get some. Never mind. I think you'll find it later.
Something tells me she doesn't rely too much on her sense of sight.
That is fair. So she is guiding me that once you defeat your first boss and come back here, the plot is going to move on just a smidge faster, just to explain the stakes involved. She's asking me to climb to the top of the Nexus because the last surviving Monumental, the weird, like, Studio Ghibli, like, psychic children or whatever that are literally keeping the Nexus's, like, power in balance. He wants to talk with me. Maybe to give me a gold star.
Ooh.
But first... Fine, you'll clean the Nexus. Alright, fine. But I promise, will be back to her because the Maiden in Black is super important because the Maiden in Black is who will grant me my, she's who I go to if I ever want to level up. And
Okay.
I'm going to want to level up because I've been doing level 1 this entire time and I want A, more health, B, more stamina, and C, steak.
Don't you just hate it when you're all that experience you gain doesn't automatically apply once you reach that threshold?
Yep, and that thus has the potential to lead to a classic thing people are upset about. People can get upset about with these games is, if ever I were to die, that 5,430 souls, that an entire level's worth of areas I had to complete was, if I were to die, I should say this. If I were to die, this is explaining for people like Hype who have never played a Souls game. If I die one time, I will lose my souls, and it will become a bloodstain wherever I last was, around where I last was when I died. If I die a second time before reaching where my bloodstain was to pick up the souls that I lost, if I were to die a second time before reaching it, then my bloodstain will officially disappear, be replaced with a new one, because I died, and whatever souls had I accumulated would be lost to the aether. And thus you can lose a lot of progress.
That reminds me of Hollow Knight shit.
Yep.
You say that. I'm just suddenly think of all the bags of gold I inadvertently lost in Shovel Knight.
Honestly, yeah, I guess that's fair. Yes, Hype. It's like the money in Shovel Knight, except as opposed to a percentage of your money, it's all of it.
Once we too a scourge of demons face.
Yeah. Oh, let's learn some lore.
Oh boy.
Anyone got any popcorn?
I got a drink.
In the distant past,
This is from one of my later album
Take a
covers.
shot of your drink.
the world was united.
Take a drink for drunk.
So homie, so you know what? So hear me out. So Sammy, so you had a Pepsi Cola rum thing?
The lust for power caused the awakening of the old.
It's a
I'm
wild
super
cherry
curious. I want to try that out.
Pepsi, rum. So what you have to do is you need like spiced rum or like maybe a vanilla rum to make it a little sweeter. You could probably do either or with Pepsi or Coke, but probably some would recommend Coke more as a superior for cherry flavoring.
Coke tastes a lot
heard of
more
Coke cherry.
better if it's mixed with rum alcohol.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's why they call it rum and Coke.
Yeah, because my preference is I just usually get Diet Coke and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was experimenting. I might have put a little too much rum in the Pepsi.
It's all good.
I need to get the Kraken.
At least you actually mix the stuff. I still remember my unfortunate day. I turned 21. I took a sip of rum by itself.
Oh no.
I remember my 21st birthday, I wanted to try a margarita, a mixed drink, and I thought that the stirring straw was a straw, and I drank from the stirring straw, which went to the very bottom of the mixed drink, which alcohol would sink to, and I literally drained the thing of its alcohol before ever getting to the actual fruity mixture stuff. Also, hello, cut content. Anyway.
I remember taking my first swig of raw rum when I was 19, and on the day of my nephew's gender reveal.
Oh,
funny enough, yeah.
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah. For clarification, 16 is considered to drink in the UK. Need to be supervised,
long
but
as-
once you turn 18, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
And I was 19 at the time. I'm 20.
Right, no,
I'm
yeah,
23, soon to be 24 whenever this is uploaded. So.
International journey.
International learning. Yay.
You're
International journey of drinking.
Yay! There we go. Now I can actually see that ones. You're an old boy, Hype. Have you ever drinking anything?
I don't usually go off my way to. Like, the only 2 times I've ever drunk, I feel like I've told at least one of these on the channel before, but the 2 times I've ever drunk were once when I was a wee lad. I went over to my dad's friend's house, picked up a can of what I thought was an offshoot of Pepsi, turned out was beer, spat it up, and put it back in the fridge. And the other time I drunk, which I was a little bit older, well, a little bit, it was definitely like a couple of years after that, is I tried wine at this Italian restaurant that my folks went to while we were at, trying to think, I forget the name of the town we were in, but I tried it, and it wasn't bad, but I didn't quite mesh well with it.
It's kind of funny because the first one that you mentioned, that was almost the exact same thing with me a couple of years ago when
We had beer.
Yeah, with beer, but in a Coca-Cola bottle because it was my late grandfather's beer bottle. Funny enough, that was in the Coke.
Oh, okay.
A little Himbo young me thought it was normal Coke, but no.
Yeah.
It's all
It was Coke. It was Coke-Weiser.
Coke-Weiser.
That beer cooking. And I'm never saying that again.
Fair enough. I remember at my one of my best friends at their wedding. I was one of the groomsmen, and as like at like the bachelor party. Okay, there we go. So these eye stones would normally be what you would use to go into other people's worlds, like online. But I ain't doing that. So let's get
for our sanity and yours.
let's get to the good stuff. Let's level me up, person. Let's see, soul power, yes. But at the wedding, like the pre-wedding ceremony, whatever, I tried gin for the first time, like just gin by itself, and it was like, it is strong. It is like, it's such a child way to describe it, but to me, it tastes like how pine trees smell, like that strong sappy odor, like that. It's just assaulting your senses.
Yeah, with gin, you definitely need a mixture.
Yeah, you gotta mix it.
Yep.
This should be cool.
Either you mix it or you suffer the consequences.
That too. Always check the back of the bottles, everyone.
Yeah,
Yep.
I should have done that.
tells
The
you how to do
rum's
it.
46%. So.
Rum is pretty strong, depending on the branding too.
Let's see. Other key things I can show off.
Well, branding and depending on where it was made.
I also showed proof of it, and probably Logan will put it in the video. The proof of my drink.
Alrighty, I can do that. These little items are very useful. Should you ever die, these are basically consumables that if I were to ever die and like lost like a couple thousand souls, I can use these items to like think of them like banked souls that I can use to get some more souls for freebie. So the other key thing is, so whenever you kill a boss in most of these games, you will receive a boss soul. The boss soul can be used for one of two things. Number one, you can use it, you can consume it to get a butt ton of souls back, and consider that more of your prize to level yourself up. Or when you get to a certain blacksmith later in every game, you can use these boss souls to forge boss weapons.
Ooh.
That are usually have unique characteristics or movesets. I already know which weapon I want to get, and it is thankfully not a boss weapon, so I will gladly use this sucker. Let's do a couple more level
souls,
ups for free.
Please.
Let's keep going. Let's upgrade stamina. That should be good. And there we go.
That's a lot of souls to burn.
Yep. I'm finished. Let me see if I can upgrade. Let's repair all my equipment since it's been through some stuff. And let's see if I can upgrade my weapon, the Master Sword. Yep, I have a Heartstone. What? Oh, I need a 4th Heartstone. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's still gonna be a bastard now.
Okay, listen. Do you happen to have any like? Damn, we don't have anything.
You
on
come
here.
back alive.
Fine. All right.
Oh, you're a cheap bitch. Okay.
Well, with that said, I really only have one other thing I need to explain. That's kind of important for the run and what I'm going to be doing before anybody starts asking any questions. It usually involves with whoop.
I'm gonna ask a question right now.
Why'd you do
I'm
that?
gonna ask a question right now. Why'd you do that?
So that was actually intentional. I'm going to explain why that was intentional. So let me go get my blood stain off of the floor. It'll be from where it'll be. Love that she's now standing over there. Like, I'm not standing near where you fell down again. I don't get landed on.
I don't want to touch it.
It stinks.
So the main reason why I just did that, here it is. The main reason why I just did that is, so I was in body form, and body form is cool, having the actual extent of your HP. But thankfully, whenever you level up your HP, your soul form's HP does go up with it.
Okay.
So one last kind of complicated lecture I'll quickly get out of the way is, you notice in the upper left you have your health, your mana, and any special status effects is in the little, like, the eye. That's because I have the thief ring, so I have better, people don't see me as easily. That weird thing that looks like a dragon eye, though, in the upper left, that has, like, it's like black and white and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So only in this game, it was never in any other game after this, there is something called tendency. Tendency referring to both the world and the character. I'll be honest right now, I'm so sorry. I don't know what character tendency affects right now, but I definitely know what world tendency affects, and I can talk about that. Don't mind the Broken Archstone. It was cut content, and they just kept it that way, which I think is lame. You should have restored the content if you had this time to make a remake. Anyway, so the way tendency works is every level, like main world, world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, every world has a tendency that can be affected and influenced by the decisions you make in that world. And you can lean towards light tendency or lean towards dark tendency. Actions that raise your dark tendency and make it, dark or whatever, is if you die while in your body form, while in the level. That can lower the dark tendency. And if you were to go out and start killing people and be evil, that will raise your dark tendency. And being in light tendency, you raise the world's light tendency if ever you restore from soul form to human form while in that world. And you also get light tendency for helping people, for becoming a summon for someone to bring into their world and help them defeat that freaking slime Phalanx boss if I wanted to.
So basically there's a morality system.
Yes, and that morality system can lead to a couple of things. It can lead to different enemies spawning, and as far as what I am concerned about, especially for Stonefang Tunnel, which will already kind of, be, for people who know this game, be kind of already teasing what weapon I want to get. If you raise your light tendency a lot, that can actually lead to certain weapons spawning. That I really want a certain weapon that can only spawn when you're at max light tendency for that area.
Gotcha.
So if I want to be in the habit of raising a world's light tendency, just get used to the fact that whenever I come back here in body form, I'm going to be taking a plunge so that I only ever go into a place in soul form unless I no longer care about its tendency any further.
Gotcha. So basically, if you want to make the most, if you want to be the goodest of boys, or girls, if you decide to play as a girl or whatever, you more or less have to die.
Yep. Get ready for a path of pain, but
a path of pain and pratfalls.
Let's see. Let's put some of this stuff in. Make it a little bit easier on myself. But now that I'm kind of getting all into it, what do you think about it? Hype so far? Like now, seeing me actually cover this game proper.
Mid. Sorry, a little tongue-tied for a second. It looks pretty neat.
Okay.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how Snruffette here progresses on her journey. Honestly, more than anything, I'm just looking forward to just the general vibe that we're going with this playthrough, because it's like, obviously we're going to be like invested in seeing how well you go through this game, but more so the fact that, and we were talking about this before we started, that we were just going to be using like any playthrough of the Souls games we have. We were just using it mostly as like just an excuse to just shoot the breeze, catch up on things, talk about random stuff when there's like nothing particularly interesting going on.
Right. So how goes Avatar?
Doug got sad. He got very sad.
Fuck
Very
Zuko.
sad? Oh no. Okay, what book are you in?
We're in season 3. Actually, late.
Hey!
Oh.
Sorry.
We're in season
Got a little
3.
passionate there.
So
And
sorry
we're
about that.
to watch The Painted Lady. And
That's a fun Katara.
My finger is now very far away from the attack buttons. I did not mean to do that to stockpile Thomas. He is a good lad.
That's rough, buddy.
Thankfully, as you see, most NPCs, they kind of give you a little bit of leeway. Like, one hit or two is like, okay, that's an accident. Third hit, okay, now I'm going to kill you.
Man, I can already imagine the fucking bloodbath you could cause in this area if you decide to go dark tendency mode.
Oh, I could.
I was about to make a joke, but I'm choosing not to do it.
Okay.
I'll say it after the recording's done.
Okay. So, is there anything else we need to cover now before we call it, or
That's pretty much it. I
Doug's
think
an
I kind of
Iroh
covered.
stan. We stan Iroh.
Yeah.
You don't disrespect
I mean, I
that
would
man's
say, like-
tea.
Yeah.
we stand for all good uncles out there.
But yeah,
As one myself.
I would say honestly, I pretty much covered all the basics we need to know. You now understand exactly what this series is going to be like, and in the next part, next session, before I actually go to another land, I'm actually going to go back to World 1 to do the Lord's Path, because there's a little bit farther I can get before I hit an actual required go someplace else dummy moment. So
actually, shit, I just realized something now that you mentioned that. Before we do end,
mm-hmm.
How much of this game is how much of this game is open to you as far as like where you can go?
Oh, I would say right now, like now that so it starts off very linearly in that you have to defeat the Phalanx. That's the first boss. You have to defeat that. Now I can go and pretty much I can start exploring all the other worlds. I can go to Stonefang Tunnel, which is like a big underground like dwarven mines. I can go to the Tower of Latria, a cursed like fested like prison tower.
Oh, Arkham Asylum.
Pretty much cut content. Over here, I can explore the Shrine of Storms. That was where that Doug, at the very beginning of this video, that was where that weird Doug mode, like Skelly Boy was like trying to kill the guy in the cutscene. The Shrine of Storms, the Shadowman. And then in here is the Valley of Defilement. Reddit. I'm sorry, that was an easy
very
joke.
accurate. I won't deny that.
It's an easy joke. It's a big, like, this is actually just like a swamp, like garbage and filth and like very like mucky muck place. But yeah, I could technically be exploring all those places, but my recommendation is to just wrap up this area for now, because once I get I guess the quick spoiler is once I defeat the boss of 1-2, before I get access to 1-3 and onwards, the game is actually going to tell me, hey, you need to bring with you an arch demon soul, a big boy, and the earliest big boy I can actually fight is going to be in World 2. But everything kind of has their own level up system, so I'm going to do my best to keep it nice and balanced around. So yeah. Maybe I can try that other thing here. Hang on. Nah. Gesture. I say, hooray!
We're doing it, folks. We're doing it. We'll see you all next time for the second part.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Woo!